Dear friends, welcome back to Data Analytics Talks. This video, we will cover the third chapter of DAMA-DMBOK. This, chat, this chapter is all about data governance. You know, the data governance is defined as the exercise of authority and control over the management of data assets. All organizations make decisions about data regardless of whether they have a formal data governance office, and those that establish a formal governance function exercise authority and control with greater intentionality. Now, such organizations are better able to increase the value they get from their data assets. So the data governance functions guide all other data management functions. And you know, the purpose of data governance is to ensure that data is managed properly according to the policies and best practices. So let's look into the details of data governance, its its definition, its business drivers, goals, and all the related concepts related to data governance. Welcome back. As you see, data governance is in the center. The data governance function guides all other data management functions. And the purpose of data governance is to ensure that the data is managed properly according to the policies and the best practices. So, looking at the definition of data governance, the exercise of authority, control, and shared decision making. That means planning, monitoring, and enforcement over the management of data asset. So, the definition says that it is exercise of authority, control, and shared decision making over the management of data sets. The data governance refers to the overall management of the availability, usability, integrity, and security of data used in an organization. It includes the processes, policies, standards, technology, roles that ensure data is managed effectively and ethically throughout its life cycle. So, what are the goals of data governance? We can highlight three main goals. First, enable an organization to manage its data as an asset. The principles of data, we learned that data is an organization asset, and the goal of data governance is to enable an organization to manage its data as an organizational asset. And the second one is define, approve, communicate, and implement policies, procedures, matrices, tools, and responsibilities for a data management. That is a second goal of data governance. It has a wider scope, right? You should define, approve, communicate, implement principles, policies, procedures, metrics, tools, and responsibilities for the data management. And finally, is monitoring and guiding policy compliance, data usage, and management activities. So these are the three main goals of data governance. Then let's look into the scope and focus of a particular data governance function. First is a strategy. What do you mean with strategy? It's a defining, communicating, and driving execution of data strategy and data governance strategy. Second is a policy. It is a setting and enforcing policies related to data and metadata lifecycle management. Then third is standards, setting and enforcing data management standards. The fourth one is oversight, providing hands-on observation, audit, and correction in key data management areas like quality, privacy, security, and data management policies and procedures. And next one is a compliance, ensuring the organization can meet data-related regulatory compliance requirements. And we have the issue management, identifying, defining, escalating, and resolving issues related to data security. data access, data quality, regulatory compliance, data ownership, policy, standards, terminology, or data governance procedures. Then we have the data management projects, the sponsoring effort to improve data management practice. Finally, we have the data asset valuation. So, setting standards and process to consistently define the business values of data assets. So, these are the goals of data governance. To accomplish these goals, now data governance function will develop policies and procedures, cultivate data stewardship practices at multiple levels within the organization, and engage in organizational change management efforts that actively communicate the organizations to benefit of improved data governance. Okay, that is the goals of data governance. Let's look into the business drivers of data governance. The most common driver for data governance is often regulatory compliance, especially for heavily regulated industries such as financial services and healthcare. If you ask what is the major driver, business driver for data governance, it is nothing but regulatory compliance. Then there are two other major drivers, that is reducing the risk. So, general risk management, then data security, then privacy. Uh, then another important driver is improving the process. So, regulatory compliance, the ability to respond efficiently and consistently to regulatory requirements. Then data quality improvements, metadata management, efficiency in development projects, and vendor management. All these are basically the business driver for data governance. Okay, so now we will see some of the data governance principles. The first one is leadership commitment. What do you mean by leadership commitment? The successful data governance starts with visionary and committed leadership. Data management activities are guided by data strategy that is itself driven by enterprise business strategy. And the another principle is a business driven approach. Now, data governance is a business function as such, must govern IT decisions related to data as much as it governs business interaction with data. Then we have the shared responsibility. Across all data management knowledge areas, data governance is shared responsibility between business data stewards and technical data management professionals. Then it is a multi layered governance. Data governance occurs at both the enterprise and local levels and often at levels in between. It is not just one level, it's a multi layered governance. Then we have a framework based structure, like because data governance activities require coordination across functional areas, the data governance function must establish an operating framework that defines accountabilities and interactions. Again, finally, it is a principle based. Guiding principles are foundation of data governance activities and especially of data governance policy. Often, organizations develop policies without formal principles. They are trying to solve particular problems. Principle can sometimes be reverse engineered from policy. However, it's best to articulate a core set of principles and best practices as part of the policy work. Why data governance is important? It ensures compliance, enhances data quality, it is enhance the risk management, it gives business value maximization, and it also brings operational efficiency. Next, we will see essential data governance concepts. See, just as an auditor controls financial process, but they do not actually execute financial management. So, data governance ensures data is properly managed without directly executing the data management. Execution and control, they are two things like. Here, if you see, just like if you see in the figure, data governance represent an inherent separation of duty between oversight and execution. Look at here, we have a data governance and we have data management, and a lot of process like data information and the content life cycle happening in between. Who is doing what? So data governance ensures data is managed. Basically, that is oversight, and data management, they manage data to achieve goals, that is execution. A data centric organization values data as an asset and manages data through all phases of its life cycle. Then, that's very important to understand data as a priority. It is a organization asset, and it is being managed throughout its life cycle. And to become a data centric organization must change the way it translate its strategy into action, because for them data is no more a byproduct. It should be a core itself, and they should ensure that the data is of high quality, because they have to achieve some business goals. Organizations strive to make a decision based on insight gained from analytics. Effective data management becomes very high priority for them. Data centric organization, data management is of a high priority. Then, again, this is a cross functional collaboration. It is not the matter of IT. The business, IT, they should collaborate, and it becomes a cross functional collaboration. Data should be managed as a corporate asset for them, and data management best practices should be incented across the organization. Enterprise data strategy must be directly aligned with the overall business strategy. Data management process should be continuously improved. Data literacy activity should be practiced within the organization to become a data centric organization. To sum up, data management should be a priority. The second key concept in data governance is a data governance organization, or we call it as a DGO. Look at the data governance. The core word in governance is a govern. Data governance can be understood in terms of political governance. It includes legislative functions, defining policies, standards, and an enterprise architecture. Judicial like functions we have is issue management and escalations, and executive functions we have protecting and serving administrative responsibilities. To better manage risk, most organizations adopt a representative form of data governance, so that all the stakeholders can be heard. Look at this diagram. We have the legislative or judicial view, and we have executive view. We have a chief data officer, and under that we have a data governance steering committee, that is at enterprise level. Then chief information officer at execution level, that is under IT. At enterprise level we have organizations data management executives, then program management office. At a division or program level we have data governance council with different subject areas, then data governance office, chief data stewards, executive data stewards, coordinating data stewards, data analyst, data owners, business data stewards, or SMEs. From a executive point of view, you have data management services, data architects, coordinating data stewards, data analyst, technical data stewards, or SMEs. From a program steering committee, project management. When it comes to data governance organization, this is the overall setup. When you come to the governance body, data governance steering committee, that is the primary and highest authority organization for data governance in any organization. Then we have data governance council, who manages data governance initiatives, development of policies or metrics, issues, escalations. Consists of executive from either the organization in a centralized or federated model, or corresponding business unit, that is a data governance council. Then we have a data governance office, say at enterprise level. or data management standards across all data DAMA-DMBOK knowledge areas consist of coordinating roles that are labeled as data stewards or custodians or data owners. Then we have data stewards team. Then we have a local data governance committee. For example, if you have a divisional or department data governance council. These are some of the data governance bodies available. Another key concept in data governance is data governance operating model. There are three types of operating model like centralized, replicated or decentralized, or federated or hybrid. So a centralized model, one data governance organization oversee all activities in all subject area. You can see a data governance, it is overseeing all the activities in all the business units and all the subject area. That's a centralized one. Then coming to a replicated model, the same data governance operating model and standards are adopted by each business unit. Business unit A, business unit B, and business unit C. They have replicated the centralized for their business unit. Then the third one is a federated one. There is a at the apex as a data governance at enterprise level. Then the business unit take care of each subject areas. So that is basically the federated one data governance organization coordinates with multiple business unit to maintain consistent definition and standards. Then the next topic is data stewardship. They have role definition, collaboration, training and support, creating and managing core metadata, documenting rules and standards, managing data quality issues, executing operational data governance activities. These are the activities of data stewards. Okay. Then coming to different types of data stewards, we have chief data stewards. You know, chief data stewards. They may chair the data governance bodies in lieu of CDO. They may act as a CDO in virtual committee based or distributed data governance organization. They may also be executive sponsors. Then we have something called executive data stewards. So they are senior managers who serve on data governance council. Then we have enterprise data stewards. They do have oversight of data domain across business functions. Then we have business stewards. They are most often recognized subject matter experts. They are accountable for subject areas. Then we have a data owner. Who are data owner is a business person who is accountable for decision about data within their domain. Then we have technical stewards and their IT professional operating within one of the knowledge area. They may be like a integration specialist, database administrator, business intelligence specialist, data quality analyst, and metadata administrators. Then finally, we have coordinating data stewards. They, as the name suggests, they coordinate between business, technical data stewards, and so on. So this is all about the different types of data stewards. Now, another concept is data policies. So, data quality, they talk about data policies are directive that codify principles and management intent into fundamental rules governing the creation, acquisition, integrity, security, and quality and use of data and information. So they are data quality standards, data privacy regulation, access control policies, all belong to the data policies. Then the final thing is data asset valuation. So data asset valuation is a process of understanding and calculating the economic value of data to an organization. Because data and even business intelligence are abstract concepts, people have difficulty aligning them with economic impact. So identifying the valuable data sets, quantifying them, and prioritization for the investment. So these are the key activities under data asset valuation. So if you look at data governance activities, so what are the major activities? Define data governance for the organization, perform readiness assessment, perform discovery and business alignment, develop organizational touch points, develop data governance strategy, data governance operating framework, develop goals, principles, and policies, underwrite data management projects, engage change management, engage issue management, assess regulatory compliance requirement, implement data governance, and sponsor data standards and procedures. These are some of the important data governance activities. Okay, so data governance activities, we have to develop business glossary, coordinate with the architecture group, define dataset valuation methods, embed data governance. Some of the data governance tools and techniques, they are online presence website, then business glossary, workflow tools, and document management tools, and data governance scoreboards. They are the some of the tools and techniques used in data governance. So in this video, we have gone through chapter 3 of DAMA, and majorly it was talking about data governance and stewardship. And we have seen the definition. What is the definition? Is the exercise of authority, control, and shared decision making over the management of data sets. And we have seen the goals. It is enabling an organization to manage its data as an asset. Second goal is define, approve, communicate, and implement principles, policies, procedures, metrics, tools, and responsibilities for data management. Then we also see that there is a monitoring and guiding policy compliance, data usage, and management activities. Then coming to the business drivers, we have different activities like defining data governance strategy, develop a data governance strategy, then perform readiness assessment, perform discovery and business alignment, develop organizational touch points. Then major activity was defining the data governance organization, define the data governance organization operating framework, develop goals, principles, and policies, underwrite data management projects, then engage change management, engage issue management, then assess regulatory compliance and requirements. Then we have other activity called implement data governance, that is sponsor data standard and procedures, develop a business glossary, coordinate with the architecture group, then sponsor data asset evaluation, and finally you have to embed the data governance. Then we have for the business drivers who are the input givings like business strategy and goals, IT strategies and goals, data management and data strategies, organization policies and standards. Then from a business culture assessment, data maturity assessment, IT practice, regulatory requirement. Then from a deliverable point of view, so data strategy, business data governance, strategy roadmap, and the data principles and the data governance policies, process, then operating framework roadmap and implementation strategy, then operation plans, business glossary, then satisfaction survey, data governance scorecard, data governance website, and communication plan, data evaluation, data management maturity assessment. These are all deliverables actually from this particular phase. That's all with this chapter. And in the coming video, we will be discussing data architecture. Thus, we will gain more knowledge around data, data management, data governance, and so on. So if you like this video, please like, share, look out for new videos. Let's complete our CDMB exam soon. Thank you.